Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. In the left corner is the ThePiPiper, weighing in at an undisclosed weight. In the right corner, we have his current PB of 20.51 seconds. In the championship bout of who's gonna win today on the 59th run. Here we go. Add a bing, bing, bing. Let's see how it goes. All right, guys. Hello, welcome back. I am the ThePiPiper, and we are aiming for a new PB on Bzz. PB, for those who do not know, stands for peanut butter. That is correct. We are going for a new peanut butter. On this run, we are doing a normal, which is the same as insane with a little bit less anxiety. You can check out all of my times in the right. You can see my controller. I'm using a DualSense, which looks very similar to a DualShock. So don't worry too much about what the capture looks like. But you can see there's me moving the left joystick, the right joystick. Here's me hitting the D-pad. That's how you know I'm a professional. Alright, without further ado, I've already messed this run up. Hold on. We're gonna... Whoops. Alright. Now here we go. I forgot to hold RX, RA right before going in. But here we go. I actually changed the inputs, which I didn't know. This is my first time using a DualSense. Technically it's my second time if you watched my last video. But it's the same session for me, even though it might be days apart for you. Weird how that works, right? I did update some of my segments. I think they got messed up when my splitters were messed up. So I made those a little bit. So right now, but the rest of them look good. So honestly, we are looking at like a perfect run by me would be 17 minutes, which is 2 minutes shorter than the current 2 minutes. 2 minutes shorter than the current world record, which honestly seems kind of insane. So once we'll hit a point where we're gonna do some best segment runs. I accidentally pushed A or X or whatever we want to call it today. Cross is, I guess, what the official term is, I think, by PlayStation, which I find kind of crazy. Yeah, unfortunately that extra jump where I still had control of ZX and the teleporter added 0.5 seconds, which is unfortunate time grab. I made that really risky jump to save exactly 0 seconds. So this is one of the levels that's a little hard to see just because it's got so much light going on. But don't worry, we'll be moving past it. The dynamic background that you've come to see and love, hopefully. Yeah, these levels got a lot of lighting effects going on, which is actually, you know, I haven't really taken time to stop and, you know, sniff the pixels, but in that regard, I've spent a lot of time admiring these backgrounds, all 1.75 million pixels of them, absolutely gorgeous. Very well done, KO. Very much enjoy it. Wow, wow, not good. Not good. Very silly time loss. They're not even a death, just a silly time loss. And another silly time loss. Me forgetting to hold the button. I got so distracted by, you know, right now, I just got like left hooked twice by my PB. But you know what? I got some stuff up my sleeve that hopefully the PB doesn't see coming, you know, and we're going to be able to get it. And it will make you be in wow. I can do that about 1 second faster, so about 0.3 seconds faster than I just did it. So that wasn't the fastest. I don't know exactly where I lost some time, but I definitely lost some time. I'm doing this faster than usual because usually I drop down, so we're gonna regain some time here, I think. No, we're not. Somehow it was slower. I was like, it's different, so it must be faster. Apparently it was different and slower. Very unfortunate to see, but that's all right. Now we're entering our first boss fight. Actually, once again, really like these boss fights. I think I've expressed it. But all right, what abilities do we have so far, guys? What power-ups have we earned? The only power-up we have is double jump. You know how we got to beat this guy? by double jumping over his missiles, up the wall, over these guys, you know? So we have a boss that we have to use our newfound ability for. We're not using something new or temporary just for this boss or for boss fights. No, I'm not looking at you, Dread. Not looking at you, bad Mario Maker levels. Or am I? You know what I mean? So it's like really cool and a great way to like, and it's a jumping enemy, right? Which is kind of cool too. I think, you know, we have the double jump. So here's like the double jump enemy for us. This was one of the levels that I definitely had like a very easy time save, because it was like 5 seconds. I'm like, there's no way I did this in 5 seconds on a actual normal run. This one, I'm not 100% sure. This one I think also looked a little strange in best segment, so I think I might have... Oh, I went dumb. That's okay. Oh no, I knew it too. I was like, I went dumb. And this is where it all goes to shit. Just kidding. We, you know, it thinks it's got us, you know. We're luring it into false security in round 1. That was, you know, not great in the fact that I died so much. We're not going to talk about how that I like frame perfect that jump through that electricity, because it was scary. But don't worry, guys. There's plenty of time to be saved, unfortunately. But, you know, fortunately for us, honestly, it's kind of nice. You know, these runs always have potential. You don't want to give up on them. You can't lose faith. That's the hardest thing with short games. So, all right, for those... wow. For those of you who are, like, looking at speedrunning, I know I give a lot of speedrunning. Wow, same mistake twice. I didn't learn my lesson the first time. Come on, Piper, dude. You can do this. There's still plenty. We can still save it. We can still PB. We're not gonna get our record. I have not died that way yet. Wow, that's fine. We're gonna, you know, we're gonna finish it. But all right, you're gonna get a lot of advice out there. Okay. And you guys, and here's 2 things that happen, right? What game should I speedrun first, right? And the first game I ever sped-ran technically was Mega Man X. And why did I choose Mega Man X? Because I saw it at GDQ in a race, and I was like, wow, this is so incredible. And I loved Mega Man X. I'm like, I'd love to like be good at this game that you should kind of like kick my butt as a kid. And so and it was like one of those games. And anyway, so I started speedrunning it, right? And I like hit the level 1, and immediately I was trying to do world record strats. And here's the thing about that. I didn't have the chops or the skill per se to be pulling off those world record runs and stuff, you know? And so so I ended up like just trying a little bit. This was back in like 2015. Maybe 2016. Look up when GDQ had the Mega Man race, because it was right after that. So probably 2016. And I just did not have a good time. And it's kind of a similar situation. When I started Kaizo, at the time, I had heard about it because Panga had gotten some news after, I believe, playing Mario blindfolded. And so this article just like ripped him a new one, just being like, he's a waste of human life, and like while he could be doing all this other stuff, instead he's like playing video games all day. And it talked about like Kaizo Mario and how every Kaizo player basically is like a waste of space. And then I was like, wow, what's Kaizo Mario? That sounds so interesting. I want to be a waste of space. And at that time, the only things that were out were like Dram and actual Kaizo Mario worlds, like 1 through 4, I want to say. And those are, you know, Dram's considered intermediate now. Both those are considered intermediate. And they are very difficult. And, you know, I get through a level or two, but not in like original Kaizo, because Kaizo Mario 1, at the time, the version I had only had 5 lives. You know, it didn't have any of the quick restarts or the add-ins or anything like that. And so, I was, you know, trying to get through a Kaizo game for the first time with 5 lives only, and it was not approachable. And so, like, Mega Man X at a world record pace definitely wasn't approachable, you know what I mean? And so, I kind of like gave up on both those things at that time. And, you know, speedrunning Mega Man X, which you go to speedrun.com and you'll be like, yeah, I definitely didn't do that. And, wow, that felt good. Unfortunate. This is one of the levels I have a death on that I could have saved time. And Kaizo Mario, right? And so it's like when you're choosing what game to speedrun, right? That's something that you should take into account. The other thing is that while sure you're a good gamer, especially older games, people have been running that game for so long that you are competing in a very new environment. And there are ways to come up with incremental progress. One of my favorite speedruns I've done today was I raced Chips Live. Shout outs to them. We raced Super Mario Odyssey. And guess what? Super Mario Odyssey, if you look at my time, I'm like 1000th, right? But guess what? People, like regular life people, I can tell I can beat Super Mario Odyssey in 2 hours. And you know what people say? They're like, holy cow, right? Because that's a very big, well-known game. And it was really fun, you know? But I wasn't going out there. I wasn't like, oh, I gotta hit every top time score and figure it out, right? And so I was able to still have fun with it in a very different way, and it was still very enjoyable. And so it's like, that's something else you gotta look at, is like, do I want to do this where I'm just going for world record consistently? Probably not, honestly, because it's going to be very unenjoyable. It's going to be very tedious, you know? And also, you gotta start somewhere, right? You can't just like pick up a piano and start playing like Mozart's hardest pieces or like Beethoven's hardest pieces, you know? You can't just like hit Canon D major on day 2, you know? Or like for Elise on like day 3. Like, sure, maybe after like day 10 you can, if you really have like some know-how or some early skill. But, you know, it's like you really gonna have to put in the time, and you gotta start somewhere. So, you know, don't just wow. So don't just go for you know, the hardest tricks in the book and thinking that you're gonna get world record when you haven't put in the time that, you know, others have. Wow, that's a really unfortunate way to do that. But then here's the advice that you'll normally hear. You'll hear 2 conflicting trains of thought. One, which is play a game, speedrun a game you absolutely love. Now, I agree with this in some ways and disagree with it in others. One, maybe don't start with a game you love. Because something's gonna happen with speedrunning, and you're gonna hit a point where you're wow! Where you're going to hit a point and you're gonna get kind of like done. You're gonna find a point, right, where you're done running that game, and hopefully it's because you hit a goal, and you're able to walk away. I haven't had that happen to me yet. You know, I guess like I've hit like an achievement, or I did the thing I set out to do a few times, you know, and I walked away, which hasn't been bad. But you're gonna start looking at your favorite game in a new way, and that's fine. And maybe it's a game that you absolutely love and you want to do. And there are plenty of games I have played that I love, like Katana Zero or this. I was like, I want to speedrun this immediately, right? And that's what I did. And so that was close. So that's just something to consider, right? And then also, you know, look at, you know, runners, and you kind of gotta like make a decision based off like strategy. You know, is this a beginner game to speedrun? If there's only 3 people speedrunning on speedrun.com, that might be because the game's not popular, but also might be because the speedrun is inapproachable. One of the things that's also going to be hard as a new runner is understanding, you know, all the nuances that are of, you know, speedrun.com and speedrunning in general, or some of the normal categories and such. Like, go enter into a game that has minimal runners, you know, might not be the best opportunity for you per se, you know. So that's just like food for thought, right? So you gotta like find a game that's not too hard, not too crazy. And, you know, of course, you gotta find a game that you are going to be able to put endless hours into enjoying. And I would, you know, err on the side of caution in length. I don't recommend personally starting your speedrunning with an hour-long speedrun. Maybe an hour, you know, but I definitely don't recommend, you know, I say I don't recommend like Strider. It's a good one to get your name on the board and like hit a point, but to like go and start with that, which is why I did, and your goal is like, I don't know, sub 4 minutes, you're gonna drive yourself nuts having to like get you where you're running, and you just need to perform perfectly every time to get your new PB, where there's no like right now, right? The whole reason I said this, right? There's no way I'm gaining it, like I'm gonna save a minute now, you know what I mean? It'd be hard, because best possible time, if I hit everything else perfectly, I'm still gonna be over my peanut butter, you know what I mean? But that's okay. You know, we're doing this for practice, and of course there's always a potential I might get a new best segment, you know, which is worthwhile into trying. And there's something to be said about no reset runs, you know. They're very valuable, especially for marathon practice. So just take a lot of time and consideration into like a lot of different things. I'd say like probably like a 20-minute speed run is one of the better ones for like a beginner, because it's like you don't have too much to memorize or too much to do, and there's still margin for error, you know what I mean, which is good. Where like you can still make a mistake and there's still a time in which you can correct it during that run, which is really good. Yeah, wow! I would also look at something else that you should, consider is what kind of speedrunner do you want to be? Do you want to be a glitched speedrunner, which is fine. I'm all for it, you know? And is that what you're willing to do, is to do a bunch of speedruns that require you to do like crazy out of bounds and break this? And there's a lot of cool stuff for that, especially when glitch hunting. Because I've done that before. And glitch hunting is pretty enjoyable. I did a little bit of it for Strider just to see if there's anything else to be, you know, and I just like went around the game and tried to break stuff and use tech that we already knew in weird ways. And didn't find anything better than what we have, but you know, definitely like possibly useful things for 100% maybe, you know. I also did it for Jeopardy, which is like super fun for the Super Nintendo. I didn't see anything crazy in that I was able to like manipulate, but you know, there's a possibility in things like that. That's fun. Or do you want to be like the guy who's like, okay, every run I need to, you know, perform at peak, you know, where it's just, you know, what the game's laid out, and there's advantages to both. And so you got, when you're looking, watch runs, you know, watch like the world record, watch a few more runs and see, you know, which one is more enjoyable. Sometimes both can be really hard because sometimes glitches require crazy tech where you gotta do like frame perfect input after frame perfect input. Like, do you want to really have a run that relies on such precise, you know, movement, especially starting off, you know? We don't allow, nothing's gonna break my stride. Oh no, no, something like that, right? That song been in my head forever. Oh man, I might need a nap. Wow, I just did that the wrong direction. Cool. I'm not gonna talk about how close I got to that bottom one. Alright, let's do some conscious thought here. I did not do some conscious thought there. I watched my things go out and I almost died again. But you know what? We're doing alright. We're going for it, we're going for it, we're going for it. We got it. I think we're gonna PB on this at least. No, we're not. Oh no, we did. Okay, we didn't best segment, but we did pretty good. That's it. Wow, dude. I'm so tired, honestly. I'm getting sleepy and I can like feel my eyes getting heavy. I'm taking like those deep breaths. My chest is heavy. Oh man. Oh, it is nap time o'clock. Ugh. I'm gonna have to make sure I got plenty of caffeine with me. I'm sure adrenaline is gonna carry me through AGQ. You know, fight or flight's real, y'all. Alright, let's try and do the cool thing that I did that one time. Darn, man. I gotta figure that out. I'm sure I can figure it out. Alright. Let's try and get a best segment on this. You know, let's make this worth our time. I think great is like... I think even my best that's recorded on during the live run is 139, so... That was pretty good. Yeah, I do that so we can get as many shots that way. And it makes less for us to have to dodge down here. Oh! That was only a little scary. A little terrifying, but I think we did pretty good. It felt pretty fast. Got the focus on. The glazed over eyes, the sleepiness. Let's go! That's impressive, honestly, and I really appreciate it. GDQ approved my run without seeing my face. I did a run just like this. Where it was just controller inputs, live split, and my voice. And that was enough to get in. Pretty good. Not best segment, but, you know, pretty good. Let's see. So this is based off best segment, I think. Yeah. So, maybe I do have one faster. Good. You know what? Even with... Ooh, I accidentally unplugged the controller. Sorry for that. The audio got all crazy. So, therefore, even like a pretty rough run, we're still underestimated. You know, that was a great run by any means. But it happened, you know? So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, you can check me out on Instagram at Cosplaying Cars and the ThePiPiper Meadery, and you can catch me out here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, with Mondays and Fridays being speedruns, Wednesdays being Mario Maker contents. Coming soon, we'll be swapping that out in December, so you guys only get PBs. And I will be streaming at twitch.tv/ThePiPiper. If you miss any of those streams, you can check out the VODs at ThePiPiper VODs on YouTube. And yeah, that's about it. So have a great night. Even if it's day, I hope tonight is great for you. Okay, bye.